This is the Gen Y Leaders Podcast. Welcome to the Gen Y Leaders Podcast, where we guide millennials to become the next generation of business leaders and entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Eric Huey, and multiple times a month, we bring you interviews from high-performing millennials who are challenging perceptions and changing expectations of our generation. Our mission is to help you overcome fear, take action, and go confidently in the direction of your dreams. It's time to start preparing now, mainly because 10,000 baby boomers are retiring every day, which will create a vacuum of career opportunities that you've been waiting for. Will you be ready? Sam, welcome to the Gen Y Leaders Podcast.
Hey there.
You're overdressed, man. I think you're the best dressed person that's been on the show ever.
Really, I was trying to decide between this and just like a t-shirt. I was like, well, rather overdo it, I guess.
Always aim high. I love it.
Yeah.
if you could just for listeners' sake, tell them who you are and what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name's Sam. I currently am actually helping my friend out with his security company. Started there about 5 years ago. We've taken it from working out of his house, out of his garage, 6 people. Now we're veering on a 35. We've grown it. It's been a blast. And at the same time, I'm actually working a marketing company as well on the side. Started that a year ago with my sister and just seen a lot of success and growth. So I'm actually on my way transitioning into that full-time entrepreneurship, really pumped for it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of where I'm at.
That's exciting. So you're kind of dual wielding kind of some co-founder type roles, I guess I'd call them.
Yeah, totally.
How do you manage your time? What's that look like split wise? Is it 50-50 for now until the end of the year? Like what's your percentages for each company?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm spending right now probably the majority of my time on like during work hours at the security company, and then working partial hours during work time on the marketing company, and then after hours, of course, working late into the night, early mornings, things like that. So kind of breaking my time up like that. But the nice thing, in sales is once you get a good system and you kind of know your numbers, what you need to be doing every day, it's crazy how much time you can really open up for yourself. So
definitely, yeah, you can pace it out accordingly.
Yeah, exactly.
And what's the name of the advertising company you started?
It's called Treasure Advertising.
Cool.
So we do digital marketing. Kind of our specialty is tech marketing. Okay. Or software as service marketing too has been big for us as well. So we'll help from anything from branding, graphic design to web development to paid advertising, SEO, things like that. Do pretty full scope. Just with the niche of tech.
For sure. So if anyone's listening and wants to connect you or send business your way, your sweet spot would be technology, maybe startups and software startups at that.
Yeah. Software startups are great for us. So, we really enjoy helping when people are just trying to test the market to see if their product would work, or see how much reach their product will really have before they invest tons of money into it. Yeah. That's a really fun spot for us because we can kind of, put together, an affordable, high quality brand package. Yeah. So then the brand quality isn't hindering real data when they're collecting it for their MVP. So, and that's like minimal viable product, just testing to see, without dumping too much money into it, if anyone wants it. That's been a fun thing for us as well. So
yeah, the minimum viable product, the MVP is a huge concept. I think it really originates from tech and IT, and but I think it has so much carryover, especially in the entrepreneurship world, as far as if it's a physical product or a service idea, anything. Put out that minimum viable product that like just enough to get you started and don't overshoot it, because if it falls on deaf ears, you just did too much work before you really got kind of that market echo or proof of concept. So That's cool that
Yeah,
you guys are doing
exactly.
that, helping out other companies.
Exactly.
Obviously, the name of the show is Gen Y, WHY. So what's your why? Why pursue full-time entrepreneurship and why, marketing and advertising?
Yeah, great question. I'll start with the first one. Just why entrepreneurship for me, and it really boils down to just like a couple different things. I feel like with entrepreneurship, being a founder, especially like just growing something from nothing, is really good for the economy.
Yeah.
Big influence on me in that kind of a paradigm shift for me was reading Rich Dad Poor Dad. People that just fill a seat, have a job. They're not great for the economy, but people who create jobs are really great for the economy. And that really just kind of rocked my world. That concept of just like, I want to be a producer on a major level, where I'm actually producing jobs, not just revenue for a company, but actually producing jobs for the economy. That was a really big motivator for me. Then also just legacy as well, creating something that I can pass off to my kids someday. Creating something that means something to the world, and to the people around me, and helps society out in some way. Those are just big motivators for me. Reason I picked marketing too, there's actually two like core reasons why I did that one as well. But my sister and I have both been with startups for a while, and multiple different startups, and we've actually seen some like slickster marketing. I've told you this before, but some like slickster marketing company, got the slick back hair, got the, whatever, rolling in, and just would just take advantage of our owners, would promise this and that and this and that, and they would cut these big checks and not see anything from it. And and my sister's a crazy good, very, very talented designer. And just with my sales background, we're like, man, if we just went out and did like good quality actual work for people, it could be shoulders above. So we actually tried our MVP early last year, for a couple months. We set a 90-day sprint on it. We said, let's try these things and be as least expensive as we can, and spend as little money. And we saw decent success with it. We're like, okay, shoot, this might actually be something we could really, really hit. So we started that, and we've grown, I think, 600% after that 90 days, which is awesome. So she's full-time now, and we got another employee too. And we're just growing from there. But real reason I went into that is I feel like the market is really polluted, which to me is just as an opportunist, like I could get into this market and kind of and clean it up a little bit and raise the standard a little bit, is kind of just a goal of mine.
Sure. Great goal.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I was gonna ignore your comment about the slick back hair. I won't take offense to that. Don't worry.
You're just kind of to the side.
Right. Okay. I appreciate that. You cut me some slack. I appreciate it. I'm a branding guy at heart. I love the element of branding. So I always ask how people got their business name. So where did the idea of Treasure come from for you all?
Whew, that's a deep one, man. So that's a really good question. So I grew up just in like a faith-based home. My sister and I both did. And my mom, actually, she's just like this just loves people, like super nice. She's had like over 30 students stay in her house over the years that she's like helped through hard times and stuff. So we got to like see all of that, which was really cool. But her like little slogan was people are my treasure. And she just always put value on people. That's cool. I just that literally is just really helped formed our view of people. That like really caring about people and showing value, and not lying and not cheating people. Like it's just such a crucial part of society.
I think we might have just found the title of our episode is people are the treasure.
I like that.
All right, I guess so. You now. Thanks everybody for watching and listening. Sam and Eric out. No, just kidding. This might lead into the kind of the same question or same answer rather, but one kind of the, I guess what I call focusing question that I go through with all my guests to kind of come up with a topic is, if you had to speak to a room full of 100 other young entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs, what would you say to them, or how would you inspire them? So does that come back to the same answer, or what's top of mind for you?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a major one. I think if I was talking specifically to young aspiring entrepreneurs, which I'm 23, so I'm a
Yeah.
youngster too, but I think this is the one real major piece of advice I could give that qualifies as good advice at my age, but is just finding good mentors, man.
Yeah,
Like I'm so young, man. I don't know what I'm doing, but I've surrounded myself with people really smart.
for sure.
Even, I'm married. I got married. I think I was 20 or 21 or so. I was so young, I didn't know what I was doing at all. But I had people telling me what to do, giving me books to read and
Yeah.
just listening to those people. So how I view relationships is I boil it down into three sections. I've done this for years, but there's investors, investments, and partners in relationships. So I go to my mentors as investors. I know they're investors into me. So when I come to them, I want to show them the good fruit in my life from their advice, from their investment into me. I want to find ways to give back to them. So like one of my mentors is a pastor at the church I go to. So I volunteer all the time there.
Yeah.
And not because not because he has told me I owe that to him, but
Right.
because he's investing into my life. I want to invest in his ministry
Yeah.
and be a part of that. Another one of my mentors is he's a big accountant. He does accountant stuff and everything. So my company pays him to do our books and everything. I mean, he invests way more into me than what we pay him for accounting stuff. But still, I just try and find those ways. So I view them as investors. They're pouring into me. So when I sit down with them, I shut up.
Yeah.
I might share one or two things going on, or I'll come with questions, but I'm going to shut up. I'm going to buy lunch.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy coffee, whatever it is. And then there's investments. So I help in the youth group at our church. So when I go out with them, I'm going to just pour into them things I went through in high school, things I learned, anything I can do to help with them. I'm going to buy them stuff. I'm going to do whatever I can to just invest in them. And then you have partners, which are friendships where you invest into each other and you hold each other accountable. And I call it, there's a good book on that. And it talks about the free fire zone, I think is what they call it. And basically when you sit down and have breakfast with a close friend, you just give them full permission to just tell you everything you're doing wrong in your life. And you're just not going to take it personally because know they're doing it out of love for you and that they want to see you win. So I have some friendships like that too. But a great example of like, even from an investor standpoint in a relationship, taking the risk on the young guy, like the owner of the security company I started with. I was just like a weird kid out of high school when I first started with him, and he was like, hey, just come try this out with me. Really no major reason he should have done that. But he took a risk on me, invested into me, and then I was the top producer last year, broke some records last year in sales for them, and closed the largest deal for the company last year too.
Wow.
So just like I think that's just a real good real life example of like, it made no sense for him to really invest. He started me at $9 an hour and he'd have me clean out his shed and sweep the floor in the garage and stuff like that, but he was just investing into me. So it's worth it for investors to take that risk in people for sure.
For sure. That's awesome. So
super long answer, but
no, it's awesome. I haven't heard that take before. So investors, investments, and partnerships is what we said, right?
Yeah.
Is that something you learned directly from a mentor, or like where'd you hear that, or where'd you take all that from?
I actually sat down and analyzed my own life, and I was trying to figure out how to qualify how to qualify friendships isn't really the right term. It's good to have a lot of friends. There's nothing wrong with that, but when I'm sitting down, being more intentional with my conversations and also knowing my stance when I sit down with people. Am I here to shut up and listen? Am I here to give? Or am I here to give back and forth with them?
That's awesome.
So yeah, it made me a little more intentional with my time with people. So
no lie, that sounds like the beginnings of or the workings of a business book, or like a personal development book. So
maybe I don't know.
I expect to see on the bestseller list in about 3 years. So
okay, man.
Work on it.
Yeah, okay.
What's your vision though? I mean, you mentioned a little bit before recording. I forget if you mentioned it while we're actually live here, but you mentioned, kind of dual wielding both jobs and slowly transitioning out into treasurer full time by the end of the year. So what's that look like, and kind of tell us about your vision for treasure and where you want to take it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what that looked like is just open, honest, transparent conversation. I'm the top producer at the security company right now. And just, I really care about the owner. He did take that risk on me, and I felt like I felt like it would be honorable and right by him to just be open with him. So I actually asked him, I could have left, a month ago, but I actually sat down with him and was just like, hey, how long of a notice do you want? And had some, conversations with him, and they came back with a really fair, kind of breakdown of what would be work for them too, give them some time to ramp some stuff up too on their end. So worked it that way. And then kind of my vision with treasure really is to just grow that, do good work by people. There's not really like a set number yet that we're trying to shoot for. We're going to work on that. Once I go full time, I'll be able to set metrics a little better on what we can actually produce and things like that. But really my goal is to just create a great environment for people that want to come and work there. I met with a guy named George, with I think it's called Crema, I think. But anyway, he started a company basically like with the mindset of, I want to create a job where I would want to come work here. And I think that's a really cool mindset. So keeping that at the forefront, doing really good work for people. And yeah, man, and just treating people how I want to be treated,
with your people first vision and everything we've talked about today, I have no doubt that you'll be successful in growing treasure, and that it will be a place that people want to come to work. It sounds like you have a great vision for it, and kind of the right things that's top of mind for you.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about some books or resources that you use on regularly to kind of, build your mindset and help you in your business and your career.
Yeah, great question. So How to Win Friends and Influence People is one of my favorite books. I love that. Yeah, totally classic. Everyone kind of knows that one. So that one was really big for me. Rich Dad, Poor Dad was a big one for me. Just getting out of the rat race, changing your mentality on that. That helped a lot. And actually, like growing up, I really wanted to be a pastor. Was actually kind of where my heart was. And then after
I get that vibe.
Yeah, after reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, I was kind of like, man, there's you can influence a lot of people, through business and just and help and love on people and just be there for people. And so I kind of shifted my focus into more of that. And then also, like, it's a lot easier to listen to a 50, 60-year-old pastor, I feel like, than a 20-something-year-old, new to being a grown-up pastor. Just full transparency, I'm a little leery about that sometimes too. So like my mentors are older, like there's a reason for that. So anyway, so I that sparked that business rush in me, really. And then the Lean Startup, that book gave me a lot of clarity on how to approach starting up a company, and not spending all of your money.
That's really important.
Yeah, it really is. And it's super easy to do. And that book helped me a lot with just like, no, just slow down. Like, it's all good. See if stuff works before just blowing all your cash on it,
Exactly.
And then Good to Great was a good one too. I think that's another just super popular one.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I invest a lot of time in my faith too. I read my Bible and read spiritual books too. But that's just because I think if people have the answers to some of those hard questions, big questions in life, they can focus more on the day-to-day stuff. So even if, I'm not going to get all Christianese on everybody, but whatever your belief is, just being firm in what you believe and stand for. And then you can focus a little better during the day, and you don't have to struggle with some of those hurdles. So that's a big one for me too.
Definitely. Yeah. I just started listening to some stuff from Naval Ravikant, who is was, I guess, the CEO of Angels List. he's got a couple other startups in his tenure, but one of the things I just heard him say was, I'm going to butcher it, but he says something like, easy decisions equal a hard life, but hard decisions equal an easy life. So I love the point you made about
having that, man.
Having the foundation of, life's toughest questions. And for me personally, I'd agree with you. I think that comes back to, as a fellow Christian, I think that comes back to spirituality and relationship with Christ. So I'd encourage other people to pursue that and, be curious about it. But ultimately, I think that you'll be successful having that as your foundation and not relying on any worldly success. So
sure,
that's cool that you're open about it. So appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lastly, Sam, where can people get a hold of you or connect with you if they just want to talk and have coffee or lunch or, talk about business or personal advice?
Yeah. I mean, a message on LinkedIn is great, or a text or a call or whatever. And I'm fine if you want to drop my cell number in the bio or whatever you want to do there. So, sure. But yeah, I'm happy to talk and meet with whoever. But yeah, man, I'm open to connecting, looking to connect with as many people as I can for sure. Well, Sam,
thanks so much for your time today. Really appreciate your time and insights, and I have no doubt that you'll continue to grow Treasure and stay focused on the right things.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Eric. Thanks for having me on.
That wraps up today's episode. We hope to have brought you some valuable key takeaways. Most importantly, whatever you learned, take action on it. Apply it to your life. Apply it to your career. Motivation and inspiration only come as a result of taking that first step. So if you're enjoying the podcast, don't forget to like and subscribe on whichever platform you found the show. You can also follow us on all the major social media platforms or contact us directly at genwhyleaders@gmail.com. That's GENWHY leaders@gmail.com. Until next time, I'm Eric Huey, and thanks for listening to the Gen Y Leaders Podcast.